And whereas Groton Utilities is celebrating Public Power Week along with more than 2,000 other community-owned not-for-profit electric utilities nationwide, now therefore be it resolved that I, Keith Hedrick, Mayor of the City of Groton, on behalf of the citizens and City Council, do hereby proclaim the week of October 2nd to the 8th, 2023 as Public Power Week, recognizing all of the teams at Groton Utility that play a vital role in keeping our community electric, water, and sewer services up and running, from linemen and substation personnel to engineering, operations, and administration, all whom contributes to Groton Utilities and the great public power community success. Given under my hand the second day of October 2023, signed Keith Hedrick, Mayor, City of Groton. Okay, moving on, receipt of citizens petitions. Receipt of citizens petitions is a portion of the council meeting where the council welcomes comments from citizens. To address the council, please sign a sheet on the table at the front of the meeting room. When you are recognized, please approach the podium. Clearly state your name and address. Each presentation should be limited to 5 minutes or less, and citizens should, if possible, submit emailed or written comments. Presentations should be related to matters pertinent to the City of Groton. City councilors will only ask questions in order to clarify the speaker's presentation and can respond during the responses to citizens petition portion of the meeting. Clerk, did anyone sign up? Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak? Okay, hearing none, we will move on and we will skip response to citizens petitions comments. That moves us to the approval of the minutes. I'll take a motion to approve the mayor and council meeting minutes of, September 18th, 2023.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. I'll take a motion for the committee of the whole meeting minutes for September 25th, 2023.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Thank you. Communications and reports, Councilor Norris.
Just that I attended the police department fundraiser this past weekend weekend before at Out of Lights, which was a good time. A lot of people were there, and it was a well-worthy event to get to meet some of the officers and folks that support Groton City. I also attended a meeting last week with the mayor and police chief to discuss water safety around our community. I thank you both for your time, and we'll see where that goes. I also received an email this past Sunday regarding a meeting that will be held down at Jupiter Point regarding boat traffic and safety at Baker's Cove and Pine Island also, that I will be attending tomorrow evening. Thank you.
Councilor McKay.
Nothing to report.
Councilor Sheffield.
September 20th, went on the City of Groton bus trip to the Big E, and it was an outstanding, beautiful day up there. And I'd like to thank Val and Ernie Koshmeter for sponsoring the trip. I hope to go again next year. And the food was spectacular, as always, and definitely brought food home with me. So, and that's all. Thank you.
Okay, Councilor Piazza.
Nothing to report.
Councilor Carter. Deputy Mayor Depot.
Thank you, Mayor. This maybe should have gone during recognitions, awards, and memorials. On the 20th, I attended a service at St. John's for the 40th anniversary, and I just wanted to congratulate them on 40 years. They do a lot for our community, and that's where we host the food box distributions. And they're always, they were kind of saying that the city for the last several years has been there when they need us, but they've been there when we need them also. And I think that's, we have a good kind of partnership going whenever we need help in the community. So I just want to say a big congratulations to St. John's and a thank you. On the 21st, I attended the Police and Community Together meeting. And I just wanted to encourage, I spoke to a couple residents this week about speeding and parking. And I just want to encourage people, if you have questions about how we are managing those things, or essentially anything about the police, but those things specifically are big concerns, feel free to attend the PACT committee meetings, because the chief goes over stats for the new speed signs we got, and he answers any questions that anyone has about those things. So I just want to encourage people, if you're wondering how you can find more out about speeding, parking, any kind of police issues, that is the best way to do it, is to attend those meetings. They're once a month on, I think, the third Thursday.
Third Thursday.
Is that right? Yeah. Third Thursday of the month. And if you have any questions, feel free to call the police dispatch. I'm sure they can give you the time and date if you forget. They're held in this room at 6 p.m. on the third Thursday of the month. I also, again, volunteered for the food box distribution. That is the fourth Friday of every month. And again, anyone that needs food, we had a ton of vegetables last time, and a big shout out to our volunteers, because we actually had a big chunk of volunteers not show up. So we kind of had to kick it into high gear and do a lot of coordinating to get that to work. So big shout out to Jill from United Way, because that was her job to manage it, and we made it work. So I also attended the police union fundraiser on the 23rd. I wish they had small t-shirts. I always have to buy medium t-shirts at these things, because apparently I'm too small for what they order. But the fire department too, I'm like, come on guys, order some small t-shirts for us small people. But they had some great t-shirts for sale to raise funds for the police union. And again, as Councilor Norris said, it was really nice to kind of be able to chat with some of the officers. You don't usually have time to do that, so that was a nice venue to do that, and to meet some of the residents who support our police department was really good. And I received an email from a resident last week about a parking issue. This kind of goes together with the PACT committee. And I just want to encourage people, if you have an issue with something in the city, please reach out to any of us or anyone that you know, and we will point you in the right direction, because our police chief responded to the resident within 24 hours. And we don't know about all the issues unless we're contacted about them. So that issue in particular, I was not aware of personally. I'm sure the chief was not aware of it, but he is now taking care of it. So anyone that has questions or issues, please, please, please reach out, because a lot of times they're fixable. We just need to know about them. And then lastly, a plug for the Citizens Police Academy. So I attended last week, was the first week for Citizens Police Academy, and I am attending, and it's super fun to learn about all the police things. But another great opportunity, I believe we're going to try to make it a regular thing, whether that's annually or biannually, we're not sure, I think, yet, but the current class is 8 weeks. And so just, I would encourage next time it comes up for people to register. If you have questions about what it is, let us know. But we're going to be, learning how the police department works, all the different jobs in the police department. And I think it's really good for residents to know those things, to know how the sausage gets made over there, and know our philosophies of policing in the city and why our police department is so great. I think it also, I hear all the time how great our police department is, and I think it is pretty cool to find out why that is, because it's in the details of how it's run and their philosophies behind everything and our personnel. So I just want to encourage people to register for that next time, and I will keep updating for, we had kind of an overview session with the chief, but if we go into other details that I think are, good for the public to know, I'll try to bring some more information to the council. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Clerk Bakura.
In regards to the election, absentee ballots come out on Friday, and I have a sample ballot ready for anybody that wants to look at it. They'll be posted at my office. And anybody that knows anyone or needs any applications for absentee ballots, please stop by my office. We have an opening currently on the Board of Ethics Committee. if anybody knows anybody, that one is an important one to try and get filled as soon as possible. It's for a 4-year term, regular member.
Anything else?
I don't think so, Mayor.
Okay. A couple of things I want to talk about. I want to continue to talk a little bit about the November election. So this is the first year that the city will be having an election in November. Polling places are in the same location. So here in the municipal building and also at Thames River Magnet School. The absentee ballots. So if you're in the city and you want to vote for city council, mayor, council, and clerk, then you come to the city clerk and get a ballot for that. If you want to vote for town council or Board of Ed or RTM, then for absentee ballot, you'll need to go to the town clerk and get those. Okay, so that's something that's different and unique about this election, but I wanted to make sure that you're aware of that. We will be putting out additional information on our website, on Facebook, and we'll be doing a video and get that out. So just, we're going to continually be pushing the election and the nuances between this election and the one we normally have in May, or the ones we've had in the past in May. The other thing I want to bring up is that if you go down into Washington Park, you'll see there's a new press box that's being built at Field 3, and then once that's complete, there'll be one built at Field 1. And then I had the opportunity to get a tour of the Mother Bailey House. So if anybody's interested in touring the Mother Bailey House, let me know, and I will set that up with Frank Jeanette. Or if you know him, you could reach out yourself and get the tour. It's pretty impressive what they're doing over there. They basically he and his team have basically rebuilt it from scratch. And it's pretty impressive what they've done. And that's it. All right, moving on to committee referrals. Are there any committee referrals? Okay, moving on. New business, Councilor Norris.
Contract 23-10-109, therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council approve the refund of property taxes to Unum Holding LLC, 8 El Grasso Turnpike, Windsor Locks, Connecticut, in the amount of $2,323.96. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed at the committee of the whole. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Councilor McCabe.
Resolution R-23-10-110, therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council authorize Groton Utilities Management to issue a purchase order to tie sales, water, and wastewater supplies, 36 Hudson Road, Route 27, Sudbury, Massachusetts, a sole source provider for the purchase and replacement of commercial and residential meters with associated parts and equipment as part of the Water Division's Advanced Metering Infrastructure Meter Replacement Project for an amount not to exceed $130,000 and no cents to be paid from funds available in the approved Water Bond Fund. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed during the committee of the whole. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Deputy Mayor Depot.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution R-23-10-111. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council authorize Groton Utilities Management to issue a purchase order to three-phase line construction, 35 East Industrial Way, Suite 202, Rochester, New Hampshire, for an amount not to exceed $1,210,834 and no cents, including a 10% contingency for the replacement of 19 115 kilovolt structures for the 1410 line, civil access and installation, including pulling, splicing, and testing of optical ground wire to be paid from the fiscal year 2016 bond fund. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed during the committee of the whole. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Counselor Sheffield.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution R-23-10-112. Therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council authorize Groton Utilities Management to contribute up to $112,000 to the Neighborhood Assistance Act program in return for matching tax credits pending approval from the state of Connecticut. I so move.
We have a motion and a second. This was discussed during the committee of the whole. I've asked, where's he at? Dan Bogues to come up and give a brief assessment of the Neighborhood Assistance Act program and also about this specific expenditure or request. So Dan, I'll turn it over to you.
Good evening. So this is an annual contribution that Groton Utilities makes as part of the Neighborhood Assistance Act program that the state sponsors. Nonprofits can apply. The programs need to be 100% approved by the state for Groton Utilities to decide to support one of the programs. They release the approved programs at the end of August every year. We put together a team, we discuss who we're going to support, and then we make a decision on who we would like to support based on if they meet the criteria of 100%. If we have supported them in the past, we try to be fair. We don't want to just keep going back to the same ones. An effort that they've made to communicate with us rather than them just putting it into the program. We like to see that they've reached out to us. So we took a look at the groups. I think there was 5 of them this year. Had a discussion and we decided that Community of Hope is someone that we haven't supported in the past. And they are obviously within our service territory. And their project we consider to be, quite worthy. They're taking a building that wasn't being used, essentially, turning it into a meeting space, and then they're taking their meeting space within their residence and turning it into a place where 3 or 4 more residents can live. And so that's the project. We've asked for it to be approved for $112,000.
Any questions or comments? Deputy Mayor Depot.
I just want to say thank you for coming because I think there was some, I was a little confused because it listed all 5, but then didn't say why we picked the one we did. So I really appreciate you coming. I know this is after hours, but that sounds like a really good cause. And I don't remember seeing Community of Hope on donation lists before. So it seemed like they hadn't applied for, I haven't seen their name a lot on our, we have some people who come back. Yeah. So.
As long as I've been doing this job, yeah.
So I do like the idea of donating to a cause that has not gotten our support yet. So I think that's a good choice, but thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Counselor Norris.
You may have alluded to this, but there was also a question last week, trying to do this by memory, looking down on the sheet, and it would say an organization is getting 100% funding, and then another organization would be getting a lesser percentage. And the question was, how did we determine the percent of giving?
That's actually the state. It's not us. It depends. The ones that are 100% supported are energy conservation projects. If it's, I don't know the exact criteria, but if it's not 100% supported, we don't do it because we'd have to cover it literally. So like Malta Inc. was approved for 60%, and what that would mean is Groton Utilities would be covering the other 40%, which is not what we're going to be doing. So the exact criteria is on the state website. I don't know it off the top of my head. What I do know is programs that are 100% supported, that means they are energy conservation related. Does that answer your question enough?
So the state determines what the amount is. We don't determine that.
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear. These nonprofits, they go through a whole application process where they're sponsored by a municipality, and then their project gets presented to the state program. They go through the criteria, and the state approves of these programs either at 100% or 60%, or I imagine not at all. And then they put out the list. We are at the end of the process. We go download this document from the state, and then we can go through and choose the ones that we want.
Counselor Sheffield?
So what that means for each of these programs gets a specific amount, and then that basically adds up to 112,000. Is that where it's breaking it down, or?
Each nonprofit can ask for funding up to $150,000 through this program. Community of Hope asked for $112,000 because that's what their project requires. Anything over 150, it's not available through this program, and I think the program has a total of $5 million throughout the state, and once that number is hit, then they all sort of go down percentage-wise. So, yeah, they can request up to $150,000. This particular one is $112,000.
And that's it, that's the cutoff. So additional funding would have to come from somewhere else, I guess, basically.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. From what I read in their application, the total project is $152,000, but they've raised $40,000 on their own. So this 112 would cover the rest of the project.
Any other questions? Counselor Piazza?
Forgive my ignorance, but I just wanted to learn more about Community of Hope. So where are they actually located?
They are located, this facility is Walker Hill Road in Groton. And they're a residential substance abuse recovery facility for women.
Okay. I know where they're at. And so that building itself on Walker Hill will become one of the residents, or that will become the mainstay for the office?
It is a residence currently that I think can hold 8 people, and they're expanding it to hold 12 by moving their meeting space out of the main building into a building that already stands outside the building. I'm not sure what's being used for at the moment.
Okay.
So the project is actually to make that space into meeting space, and then they'll turn the space that was left in the main building into a residential space.
Nice. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Motion carries. Counselor Piazza?
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution -10-113. Therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council award Dennis Bilius, business owner of CJ's Laundromat at 140 Pequannock Road, Groton, Connecticut, 06340, the Economic Development Minor Facade Improvement Grant in the amount of $2,500.00. I so move.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. This is discussed at the committee of the whole. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Counselor Carter?
R-23-10-114, therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council accept a donation from Firefighter Charitable Foundation Incorporated, 1 West Street, Farmingdale, New York, for the City of Groton Fire Department in the amount of $200.00 for the purchase of equipment to hang smoke detectors in the resident homes. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This is discussed at the committee of the whole. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Counselor Norris?
R-23-10-115, regarding the first meeting of the mayor and council, that the mayor and council authorize and approve at 8 p.m. on the Monday following the November election of municipal officers for the city. The mayor and council shall meet at the usual place for holding such meetings, and the newly elected officials shall be sworn to faithfully perform their official duties until their successors have been chosen or qualified, or until they have resigned or been removed. At such meeting, the council shall choose by majority vote a deputy mayor from among their number to serve as such for the term of this council. I so move.
Go ahead and read
You
the,
gotta read
therefore be it further resolved.
Oh, did I read the wrong thing?
No,
Be
just
it
kidding.
further resolved, subsequent regular meetings of the mayor and council shall be held on the first and third Monday of each month at 7:30 PM, and such meetings be adjourned from time to time. I so move.
We have a motion and a second. This is discussed during the committee of the whole. Is there any additional discussion? Here, Counselor Carter, is that you?
Oh, yes, sir. I may have missed it, but what, is there a reason why we have 8 PM?
Yeah, that's what it says in the current charter. So we're just following the current charter and just moving it to November.
Oh, you
For
said
that
it
very
actually
first
says
meeting.
8 PM on the current charter? Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying? Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
That's
I
why.
just, okay.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all,
Do you have a question? All right, I don't know if this is.
Counselor Norris, you have the floor.
I don't know if this is the place to discuss it, if it's later, and if it's in a caucus, that kind of stuff. But is there a way that we could get some direction as to how a deputy mayor is elected other than vote? Because we may have the same situation where we had 2 years ago, with someone get the highest number of votes, there may be 2 or 3 individuals sitting around the table that want to be deputy mayor. So I don't know, again, if this is the forum to have that discussion or if it's elsewhere, but I think it would be helpful.
I would recommend that you have a caucus and you guys discuss amongst yourselves. All it says in the charter is that at such a meeting, the council shall choose by majority vote a deputy mayor from among their numbers to serve as such for the term of the council. That's the only guidance that the charter gives. We have gotten to deputy mayor status several different ways in the past. There is no 100% criteria. There is no, you must do this, or if you do this, then it automatically makes you deputy mayor. But my recommendation is that the council would have a caucus and discuss amongst yourselves before the meeting. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Okay, Resolution R-23-10-116, I am going to remove. There's some technical issues that still need resolution, technical IT issues that still need issue, and resolution rather, and there was some late paperwork submitted by at least one vendor, and so I'm not ready to bring this to the council yet. So with that, I'll take a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes 1-206A to discuss personnel in the police department to include the mayor, council, Chief Burton, and Bill Ogrodowitz.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, second. We are in executive session. I